Alright, so welcome back. So in this video we're going to implement the plan that we made, which is we're going to use local storage to keep our data persistent through different forms. Now this approach is particular to the situation, so every project and application has its own unique challenges and difficulties, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so let's see, where did use check session, response object, user not logged in. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna log in real quick. And then we're gonna do get started. So from form 1, what we want to do is create a use effect and check if there is anything stored in local storage. If there's data in local storage, delete data. So, but we also in here we want to do this. So first let's do this. So local storage set item pet info JSON.value, and let me just double check, make sure. I want to say that instead of doing all of this, I think what we can do is instead of doing set item, let's see, I think we can do like local storage.pet info equals values. I want to say that's allowed. I think we can do that. So let's go in here and let's go ahead and here, and so now we still need to parse it. Okay, so JSON, so it does store it, but we still need to parse it or stringify it. Nice. So let's go ahead and clear that out. Let's go back and let's try this again. Okay, cool, that worked. So set pet info to local storage. Now we are in form 2. In form 2, we want to access this. So we want to access local storage, and instead of doing it this way, we're going to say local storage.pet info, and we're just going to parse the whole thing. So we're going to do local storage.pet info. No, stop, don't do that. Info. And we're going to do JSON.parse. So we're already seeing the effects. So like, okay, so let's go ahead and start all over again. Let's clear our application. Say next. It's there. And now, if we want to refresh, it's there. Awesome. This is working out very great. I'm excited. Okay, so now what we want to do is get the pet info values, get the updated values. Okay, we're doing that. We're going to pass that in. I get results. Okay, and everything works great. Awesome. So now we're going to go to here and we're going to implement this use effect. So use effect. And we're going to say if local storage dot, well, if local storage, wonder, because once we do this, this is being stored in here, right? And so what we want is to clear everything out, including pet results. But I don't want to have to name each one of these. So let's see if there's a way to determine if there's anything in local storage to begin with. So, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So if local storage dot length is greater than 0, well, actually, it wasn't really clear because this could be an array and this is an object. If it's an object, but I think, let's do this. Actually, before we do anything, let's go ahead and just console log what is, whatever. Obviously didn't spell that right. What do we get when we print out local storage? Oh, we're in the get started. So we get an array. So local storage is an array of, like, it's a string. Oh, it's an array, but it's a string. It's within a string. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's see. I think we can do like, oh wait, sorry. 5. So if there is, so let me see. Let's see, do this. 0. Okay. So yeah, we could do, if the length is greater than 0, then we're going to run local storage dot clear, and we're going to just clear everything out. Sweet. So let's go ahead and reset that. We can delete this. So let's see if it works. So we're going to do next. Oh, let's go ahead and delete this. Get started. Do next. We're going to refresh. Awesome. Stuff here. Refresh. This is awesome. All right, it works. So now let's do some cleanup. So we no longer need to use the context. So we no longer need to use this. However, okay, yeah, we no longer need to use that, so we can delete that. So we can now delete that. Now we're going to go in here. We no longer need to use this, so we can delete this. And in here, we're not using it. So now we can go into our, what was it, provider, delete the provider. We can rename this to pet assessment layer. This feels so much better. And now we can delete our context. Where is context? Here. So now we can delete this whole component entirely. Say that. And let me make sure. I should have done this before I deleted. Honestly, you should have done this before deleting the context. Let me see. Can we? There's times where you can still bring it back. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're not using this in anywhere else. So we got pet assessment results. Okay, so here we are using the pet info. So instead of getting pet info from here, I thought we would pass that down to pet results. I mean, I thought from use, so I'm saving this. I thought from use pet results, because use pet results needs the ID. So from here, we do this. We're getting pet info from here, okay? And then in pet results, okay, so then instead of getting pet info from here, we want to access, because I don't think we're using, let me double check. Yeah, we're just using pet info, so I'm gonna say pet info equals local storage dot pet info. And we want to JSON, what is it? JSON dot parse, right? And then we're passing in the ID from there. So we're no longer using it there. And then in here, this is the context itself. And then use post, we're doing set pet info. We're using set pet info. When we post it, wait, post pet info. Where are we using post? We're using it in form 2. So we could either pass in pet info to post info, or we can get it from local storage from here. So since we're getting it from local storage, well, here is we're setting it. I don't remember why I did this. From form 2, so in form 2 we're passing in pet. Okay, we're setting these two things to a new object. So we're combining the pet info and these symptoms, and we're posting an object of the first and second form values. And then the response we get, oh yeah, I think I remember. The response we get is we have to provide the results. Wait, how did results work then? Because the whole reason why we posted data was so that we can get back the ID for that data to provide the results. So how is this still working? Let's see what happens when we do this way. It's not supposed to continue to work. What happened? I just, oh, is it because of the provider part? Sure. Okay, so this wasn't supposed to work if that. So here we are in, let's just get, whoops. All right, so here we want from form 1 to form 2, and then we have, let's get rid of that, and then we have the results, and the hooks that we're using is use pet results and use pet info. Wait, bro, work with me here. And then that, okay, these are the components that we're currently playing around with. So from form 1, we got our this thing here, and we go next. Oh, let's delete the. We go next. So we have that. Now we have this, and now we are in form 2. So then we go sneeze, coughing, difficulty breathing, and we are parsing that pet info. So that's what we're using here. So we're then now creating a new object with pet info and the values of the symptoms. Now this is going to make a post to the API, and it's going to use this then to post the pet, and we're going to get a response that has the pet information on it. Now the results, when we navigate to this component, pet info in here does not have an ID, so it should throw an error when fetching pet info.id because there is no ID property in this object. Okay, so that was weird. I don't know why it was giving us a result before. So when I do this, so let's go here, here. So let's uncomment that. And the sneezing, difficulty breathing. Let's go here. Okay. So what we want to do then is we want to, in here, localStorage dot pet info. Nope, don't do set. Pet info, and we want to JSON.stringify, and now we want to reassign it to response.data. I'm going to do here. I'm going to do this. Boom. Okay. Now we have the pet info that has the symptoms. It has the ID in which it's going to be used. Now when we refresh, the pet results get stored in there. And then when we go to get started, boom. All right. So just to double check and make sure that we are no longer using, I'm going to clean that out. So to make sure that we are no longer using this, let's go ahead and search this again. So we have it in here. That's where we're supposed to be using it, and then we're no longer using it in here. We can clear this out as well. That assessment. So the only two places we are using it now is in here, which we can now delete. And now we can delete the context. And then we can rename this to provider. I mean, remove the provider name. And just pet assessment layer. So now let's go ahead and just refresh and make sure that everything is still working, and it is not perfect. So why doesn't anything get presented when we delete the pet assessment provider? What is going on? Like literally nothing. So let's go ahead and just do this. Let's go back to home. What? Home is not even being rendered either? That's weird. Okay. Let's go to app. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and, well, I guess we can, yeah, we can just, because it's within the same thing. I want to make sure that everything's working just fine. So for some reason, routes. Wow, it's not even giving us an error or anything. Let's see, what is it saying in our terminal? Failed to load URL. Does the file exist? Source routes. So it looks like routes is the issue. Oh, right here. Oops. There it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and do get started. Go next. Oops. Go here. Let's delete. Get started. Next. Refresh. It's persistent. Here. And boom. Now if I say start all over, it clears out the thing, the local storage dashboard is here. So let's go and delete that. Perfect. Yeah, so everything works just great. So all we gotta do is just commit these changes. Implement local storage to forms for data persistence. And better user experience. Wait, I say improved. Wait, actually, I'm not trying to fill this out in an application. I don't know why I'm doing too much. Implement local storage to forms for data persistence. Perfect. All right, so next game plan is to continue refactoring these components. So in this situation, everything is pretty, I mean, working with local storage is pretty easy. I might create like a couple of functions to sort of just be like So instead of doing like JSON.parse local storage pet info and having all of this gibberish in here or in every form, maybe we can go ahead and delete this as well. Create use effect. And we can just say, just do that. Yeah, so basically, like, this seems like it's okay, but we could also create a couple of functions, like a add to local storage function, delete local storage, update local storage, clear local storage. And so all we got to do is just import that function and then pass in the values. So we could refactor and like make this just like one function and just do use effect to run this function, and that function will have this information on it. It is breaking it out, and like, I don't know, but we could also have it be in a use effect in that function. So, but we'll talk about it more in our next video. Don't want to make this one too long. But thank you for watching, and see you next time.